this video, we are going to, I'm going to show you how to restore a Eureka upright from about 1985 in relatively excellent condition, just dirty. And shout out to Van and Ashley for hooking us up with it. So I'm going to show you guys what I do with this. So we'll start with disassembly and work our way down. 4.8 amp motor. I want to assume this is the blender motor. We'll find out when we take it apart. First thing we're going to do is get the bag off. This just uses two screws right here that connects to the base, and just like a Hoover, it has a spring on the handle. As you can see, the lower end Eurekas use a plastic handle. It's what I mean, it's weird. It's like a reverse convertible. It has a plastic handle, plastic base, but a steel hood. And the next step now is to get the handle off. But as you see, unlike a convertible, the power cord is permanently attached. So what we may end up having to do, it's usually held together with wire nuts. So we'll have to unwire it. So now we're gonna flip this over. Plate. Belt's still good. I might be able to save it. One more thing I'm gonna do right now. There's a bunch of crunchies in here. I'm gonna hold over the trash can and shake it out. So now we're going to get the top off. It uses two spring clips. So use if I remember right, I think this dowel nap has to come off. Yep, it uses a Torx bit. I'm off camera, sorry about that. Of course you'd put it there. It's a blooper. So, knob comes off. Should lift. This vacuum's never been serviced, obviously. Cover around the motor. We're in. This is the light bulb. It's practically white and it's broken. There's tons of tiny tungsten pieces in there. So I gotta keep track of the wiring here. This, well, you know, I may be able to work with it as is, not have to take it apart. So that's a different torque spit. Smaller. And since now we're entering the motor, I put a different bin down. Put those on. All right, now this uses the same style seals as a convertible, so they're still good, it looks like. Now, I'll get a wrench. Again, the reverse convertible. This is now going to be your standard counterclockwise to loosen. Starting to come. It's coming up. There we go. So there's a fiber washer on top. That's actually a clear fan. Let's see, is that a washer on there? So that's the one thing you don't want to lose. Washers while it's being cleaned. That's why I'm taking it off. Plus it'll clean underneath of it. Okay, second fiber washer. Bottom is a sealed ball bearing. On top, being that it's the so-called blender motor, it is going to have a sleeve bearing which will require oil on top, like a convertible. At one I used of the pancake motor, had a sealed ball bearing on top, so it required like, and they were both still good, so it didn't really require any maintenance. Okay, should be just 2 screws holding this on. Yep, it's a sleeve bearing. See, I pulled this out last time. Not yet. So that comes out as one piece. Oh yeah, definitely a reverse convertible. Now the brushes on this are on the very bottom. Convertibles are on the top. Still a lot of brush life left. Yep. Well, tell you what, we'll just go all the way and pull this off. There. field coil is there. There's your brushes. Another washer there. So that was on the bottom. So there's that there. So looks like there was a washer, then a fiber washer on the bottom. It was covered up by dirt. So now it's ready to be cleaned. Okay, now this is the Vibra Groomer 2. I think this has ball bearings. I can't remember. Find out as soon as I pull it open. I know one of them uses sleeve bearings. Oh, I was wrong. This is the sleeve bearing version. My bad. You can tell I don't work on that many Eurekas. This is probably my third one. But the concept's still the same. If you recall, when I worked on the convertible, same thing. Looks like there's a washer there. Okay, there we go. I'll keep all these pieces together while I ultrasonic them. Okay, so this is the sleeve bearing version of Vibra Groomer 2. Now I'll pull this out. So I think get this, very carefully pull it out. Okay, got it. Okay, brush roll has been successfully taken apart. So we got these pieces, these end pieces. So everything that's not in the cup will be going in the dish woo. All right, everything is loaded on multiple levels here. May have to flip the base around and redo it because it just, I have everything set up. It's like this. So, oops. Oh, we got a problem. Okay, now we don't have a problem. There we go. First thing I'm going to do is just a quick rinse to get all that dirt out of it first. So let's crank these shut-off valves because this is temporary till we finish the room. Let's get rinsing. In the meantime, the bag is going to go in the speed clean. I'll show that in a minute. So important and delicate. Like that. It is a vinyl bag, but this actually does the best cleaning. A little bit of Persil in here. Like that, that's enough. And it's that more, that's it. The dirt's gonna eat the detergent up for sure. So we'll check back on that once it fills up. Now it's ultrasonic time. Everything's sorted. The dishwasher just started. Drop that in. This must be a fresh batch of Simple Green. It looks clean. Come on, sink. There we go. See, everything still remains sorted. I like to do 20 minutes just because. And off we go. Now we'll just watch the dishwasher drain for a second. Bag's done. Let's take a look here. I have to untangle it, but it's obviously clean. And Here it is, perfectly clean. Now just hang dry the rest. And there's all the hardware pieces from before, all cleaned up. Dry mode kick in. So this is the base after cleaning. So all I'm going to do now, it'll be a little hard to see off camera, but I'm just going to do a Novus 2 on this, get all the scuffs off. So take a look at it now. We'll do an after. Okay, we got this done. So it's as good as it gets. Did the belt the best I could. But it's all nice and shiny now. So now the next step is to lubricate the wheels. According to this is a 1988 model, but I believe it was introduced in 1985. I'd probably put a drop in on this side. Okay. Drop of oil there. Drop of oil there. Back wheels on these are so big. There. Now it's all nice and smooth. Wipe that off. Oddly, it says hertz, 25 to 60 hertz. I don't know why they put on there that late, let alone why they not put DC on there like Hoover did. So I want to run a vacuum on DC just to hear the difference in sound. You won't have any 60 hertz hum. Interesting to see how that sounds. Need to get a power supply capable. So this part's done. Let me go get the other parts. Okay, so here's the hood. Got all the dirt out of it. Bearing clean. Motor base. So let's get to it. The brushes I had to pull out on the ends because it's like next to impossible to do this. It's in finally. So since this is rather difficult to keep in place, let's go ahead and put the top bearing on. So the 2 screws right here, you just do the same thing with any old motor. You gotta work them back and forth till you get tight enough and free spinning enough, like so. See the cooling fan spinning. Alright, assemble the fan on the bottom. So we have washer on here first. Fiber washer. There's 2 different sizes here. Hang on. No, they're the same. This is probably gonna be a little tough to get on. There we go. Use that to work it down. That fiber washer on. Go. So that's on. So that label in here is facing the front. And this one, let's not forget the headlight. That's in. All right, so now we're at this point here. I put that cover on. Had to replace the seal on there, which is this, looks like rubber weather stripping that deteriorated. So I have vinyl weather stripping in its place. This fan here sucks in through the bottom and it blows out the vent on the top on this vacuum. So unlike a convertible, this has negative pressure in here and blows out the top, whereas convertible would suck in that vent on the side and keep positive pressure under the hood. So different design there. I do have replacement bulbs, so first thing we'll do, slip that in, turn, new light bulb. So one more thing we got to do before I slip this on, Put a drop of oil on the height adjustment. Just like that. That way there it was already free moving, but it'll help it. And one more thing, we'll flip this around and take care of the handle before we put the lid on it, or hood on it, I should say. Set that there like that. Get to it from this side. You might not be able to see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting a drop of oil there and there. And let's see, maybe on that and on that. And then I'll just work it a couple times. It glides on that. There, that's better. So now, go ahead. I gotta route these wires. Power switch wires go behind that motor cover. Come on. Yeah, that weather stripping I use is a little thicker, so it's a little spongier, but it'll get held down. Yes, before I do that, put the dial nap on, but let me see how loose this is. We may have to re-glue this front piece here. Just easier to grab the whole thing. Oop.
That's strong.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
I don't see what it is.
So I just used, it's what I like to re-glue labels with right here. And like I said, it's not worth ripping the whole thing off if just that corner's peeling up. So spray a little on, wiped off any excess, and I have some magnets there. Since this is steel, to hold it in while it sets. We'll go ahead and install the dial nap. So right now I think it's in its lowest position. So see how I have to do this. Okay, I gotta pull the wheels up so I can slide this into place. Start that anyways. Okay, I felt it grip right there, so I'll let go. Hopefully that'll work. Yep, got it. This is one torque size larger than what was used to hold the motor to the base. Okay, so that's on now. This should work. And back to low. So low points there. 2, 3. Oh, I see, because of the label amount of room it has. You have 6 height adjustments, and then it drops down to low. All right, so now we can go ahead and flip this over. Got it. So now the hood should be mounted securely. It is. All right. At least now we're getting somewhere. So unlike a convertible, this brush roll, the Vibra Groomer 2, has two unequal length brushes on it. So, let's see here. So a round edge goes in first to mate up with that. So let's do it. That's on. Got the hardware right here. So again, these are sleeve bearings in here. Let's put a drop of oil on it to help it out. But first, let me see how I should do this. I know that felt piece goes on the outside. All right, now when you put it back together, these two pieces here made up, these right here made up with the brush like that, because when you cut on, it'll kind of click in place as such. Now, stick this up in here. All right. Start over. 3, 2, 1. So now, I'm going to drop oil on this thing. Alright, come on. I know you can't see it, I have to see. Okay. There we go. Come on, there we go. So now we have this little washer here. Goes on. And this should line up with the washer. And it does. And a little nut, nylon lock washer. Or at least get it started, because there, I have to get the other end in now. go. So it's all ready to be put back in. It'll loosen up even once it starts running. Go from there. Put some vinyl leather conditioner on here and make it shiny. So it goes on like this. The easiest thing I found to do on the Eureka though is put this in first, because this is an old pattern has to go into like that, and then go ahead and you do this, or use a screwdriver or belt tool. So yeah, when this is going forward, this is going counterclockwise, unlike a convertible. Let's see if this belt holds up. Otherwise, I got plenty of replacements. I just hate to not use it, you know. So now we'll just go ahead and attach the bag. And that's all there is to that. Fun fact, the Eureka F&G bags fit Royal vacuums too. And that's it. And also included was the Model 60 Type D attachment set with this, which came with Kirby vacuum bags. Well, let's take a look here. Not sure why it won't work with this vacuum. But that said, it looks similar to a Type A Hoover. I'm gonna see if that has the same type of dimensions like I use in convertible or anything else that has a Type A. And here's the attachment set. It looks like it's missing some pieces, and amazingly the foam on this is still there and not crumbling yet, which is typical for these. I have another one of these up here that has all the paperwork and everything in there. I'll have to get that for another video. So yeah. And there it is. Fully done. How it sounds. Yeah, the Vibra Groomer 2 is doing a good job. So now, crunchies. Hard to suck up crunchies. Needs a new belt. It's fine, but it's slipping as you heard. So let's do this again. All right, round 2. Now with the new belt. There we go. Good airflow at the top. So, there you go.